Wednesday. I hope you guys all enjoyed your long weekends. Hopefully, you all got long weekends and were able to take some time to relax, although a weird quarantine Labor Day weekend. And I definitely missed having class on Monday night, but we're back. So let's make most of our remaining time together today. And we're just going to start, as usual, by bringing our awareness into our center for just a moment or two. Starting off with that scan of the body, noticing just how you're feeling today, noticing where you're at today, moving from the top of the head down through the body all the way to the tips of the toes. As you take that scan of the body, as always, I want to invite you to find any range of motion that might feel good. So if you notice that tension through the head and the neck, maybe rolling that out. If you notice any tension through the torso, maybe you find your spinal twist or your lateral bending. Whatever kind of works here, take a couple of moments. We'll take about 4 nice deep breaths, just right in center, finding a range of motion that feels good if there is one, or just taking that scan in center if there isn't. As you inhale and exhale, I want you to also allow that to affect the body. So as you inhale, as always, finding that expansion through the lungs and the chest. And as you exhale, finding that little bit of extra relaxation, or if you're finding a range of motion, maybe you get a little bit deeper into that stretch with your exhale. Maybe one more nice deep breath, or 2 if you need to even up that range of motion. And then when you're done, go ahead and bring it right back to center. Finishing out, we are going to go into those couple of ranges of motion that I mentioned. So the first thing that we're going to do is roll out the head and the neck. Inhale to that nice long spine, extending out, finding that good posture. Exhale to drop the chin to the chest. And then we'll just roll the head side to side, nice and easy, couple times. Finding that ear coming towards that same side shoulder, back and forth. That little bit of a stretch there. Maybe one more time in each direction. When you finish those last 2, just go ahead and bring that head back to center. Find that nice long spine once again. And then we'll move into our lateral stretches. So next big inhale brings those arms out and up towards the ceiling, stretching those fingertips super long away from center first, and then just with the pace of your breath, that exhale brings us down to one side. That other arm comes up over top. Those inhales bring us through center and then over in that opposite direction. Once again, a couple times each way, kind of moving at your own pace here, side to side, finding that nice big stretch. Maybe just your hand comes down, maybe your elbow comes down, you get a little bit deeper into it, finding the one that works for you. And from here, I want you to find 2 to 3 more nice deep breaths, either twice more to even up or 3 more times to even up here, making sure you finish off with that second side. After that second side, that final time, that inhale brings us back to center, and then that exhale brings us down and around. When you get there, our final warm-up range of motion, as always, is just going to be our spinal twist. So that inhale to that nice long spine, that exhale brings us over in one direction. This first time in each direction, let's find a little baby hold here. So just kind of pressing through that opposite side leg, opening those shoulders towards that outside wall, seeing if you can find an exhale to twist just a centimeter more, a little bit deeper into it. And then that next inhale, here we go, let's go through center. And then same thing, other side, little hold, finding that nice deep stretch, finding that long spine. Don't let the lower back round out. And with that next exhale, if you can get a little bit deeper into this. And then that next inhale brings us back to center. And then let's move a couple times in each direction at your pace. So inhale through center, exhale to either side, just kind of finding that nice, easy side to side range of motion. Really connecting your range of motion with your breath. Go ahead and give me 2 to 3 more, depending on which side you're on, either to even out. And then when you finish that last time, go ahead and bring it back to center, nice spine. All right, and we're just gonna find one little lower body stretch, but we are gonna start with our Pilates today. So we will get right into it after our lower body stretch. If you have those legs crossed like I do, we're gonna go ahead and lengthen them out long, right in front. And they don't have to be necessarily touching in center, but just kind of a nice, easy place right in center. And then from here, we're just gonna find a little bit of a lower back and hamstring stretch. So I want you to inhale to find your nice long spine here, and then point your fingertips straight towards that opposite wall. Now, keeping that spine as long as you can for as far as you can, that exhale brings us down. So maybe it's a kind of a small range of motion if you're feeling tight today like I am. And then with that next big exhale, go ahead and release, round out into it, open up through the lower back, find that nice big stretch. Taking a couple moments here, and then we'll do this one more time just like that. So finding that exhale to maybe bring you a little bit deeper into it, maybe just shifting your fingertips a little bit further forward. Find one more exhale in this, see if you can get a little bit deeper. And then that next inhale rolls us up to that nice long spine. And we'll find that just one more time. So find your long spine, point those fingertips forward, hinging forward at the hips, taking as far as you can with that long spine. When you reach the edge of the range of motion, go ahead and round out into it. Nice big stretch for that lower back, changing up the muscles, those hamstrings. Once again, finding that exhale to come a little bit deeper into it. And on your next inhale, go ahead and roll it on up to that nice long spine. All right, so from here, I'm just gonna turn sideways so you can see me. We're gonna get into our core, a little bit of Pilates here. So make any adjustment that you need so that the mat will be underneath you. And we are gonna start off with our 100 today. So go ahead and bring the torso down onto the mat. Your first option for those legs is at tabletop. Your second option, a little tougher, is gonna be long legs. The fingertips are gonna point towards that opposite wall, down towards the feet. And again, we're gonna move those hands as we find that 5-count inhale and 5-count exhale. Getting ready if you wanna lift the head and shoulders up for a little bit tougher here. And let's get going with an in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, halfway, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, almost there, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, and relax. Nice. Go ahead and bend those knees, plant those feet. We're going to keep it moving with some crunches, getting that upper core ready to go. So fingertips come nice and gently behind the ears, and then just a couple here, lifting the head and shoulders off of that mat, and then lowering back down. Give me a couple upper body crunches, keeping, again, that tennis ball size space between the chin and the chest, just getting our upper core warmed up here, connecting our breathing to our movement. So that nice exhale to bring us up off of the mat. Give me a couple more. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and give me one more. Last one, and then release the head and shoulders down onto the mat. Lower core warm up. Go ahead and bring those knees back up to that tabletop position here. We're going to start nice and simple, and we'll take it up a notch in just a moment. Alternating, bringing one heel down, keeping that knee at that 90 degrees, back up to center, and then that other heel down. This is kind of easy here, but I want you to think about activating through your core, keeping it nice and strong, pulling the belly button in towards the spine, and try and make this more challenging than it is. So increase that stability, increase that tension through those muscles, and then when you're ready, we're gonna take it up that notch to make sure that both of those feet are moving here and ready to go. So this time, bringing both heels down and then back up. If you need to decrease that range of motion for more stability, you totally can. Maybe a little bit less if you need to, but still trying to keep those muscles engaged all the way through this range of motion. And don't forget to breathe here. We've got about 4 more, so keep them going. 3, 2 more. Awesome job, you guys. Last one. Give me one more time. Down and up. And then we'll bend those knees and plant those feet. All right, so we're going to move right into our roll-ups. We're really getting it going right away today. So first option has those knees bent and those feet planted. A little bit tougher, takes those legs nice and long. Moving with the pace of your breath. That inhale takes those arms up overhead. That exhale circles them around using as little momentum as you can. We roll up to nice and tall. Inhale lengthens that spine a little bit more. And our exhale rolls us down. So as always, however much momentum you need to get up off of the floor is totally fine. If you can use a little less and still roll up, that's awesome. If you need a little bit more, I still want you to be able to do this. So use the arms for that momentum to bring you off of the floor. Keep going with your breath here. Those inhales find length. Those exhales find those ranges of motion. Keep and going. Taking your time here because this is still part of our warm-up. So if this is a little bit challenging as we get going, that's totally fine. Awesome job, you guys. We're going to do 3 more just like this. Nice. 2 more all the way up and all the way back down. Keeping going at your pace. If you're moving a little faster or slower than me, that's fine. Take your time to finish these last 2 out. 1 more all the way up and back down. And then when you get to the bottom after that third one, we are going to find half of one. So we're going to bring it up to our seated position. So go ahead and roll it on up to that seated position. If those legs are long, go ahead and pull them in, bend those knees. We're going to take a brief pause for an isometric hold here. So we're going to go into our boat pose next. First option extends those arms and just brings us back to that 45-degree angle. Second option bends those knees and pulls them up and in. And third option lengthens those legs, which I am not capable of doing today. But if you can do it, that's totally up to you. Let's go ahead and bring it up into that boat pose. Any of those 3 options. So heels can stay down, heels can come up, or legs can go lengthened. Keeping that little bit of an angle on the torso, but making sure that that lower back is nice and long. So keep that chest nice and proud. Keep that spine long. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it back up to seated. Plant those feet, sit it up nice and tall. Maybe give yourself a nice little twist side to side if that feels good. All right. And we're going to go into our Russian twist next, a little bit more challenging rather than a recovery. We're going to start with that first option. So I want you to lengthen those arms, lengthen that spine, and then just roll it back to an angle that's comfortable for you. So if you're feeling a little bit stronger today, you can come a little lower. If you're feeling like you're a little bit less ready to go right now, you can sit up a little bit taller. From here, we're just going to find what we've found a couple of the past weeks, where we open up those arms, tap that single hand behind, and then bring it through center over to that other side. Nice, easy side to side, trying to keep that angle on that spine. So we're nice and slow and controlled, but we're leaning back as far as is comfortable for us to keep that spine long. So don't let the lower back round out towards the floor. Keep breathing. A couple more seconds in this. You guys got it. Looking good, looking good. Next, we've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring it to center. Sit it up nice and tall. All right, again, if you need a little spinal twist just for that kind of recovery on the spine, go ahead and take it. And then when you're ready, we're going to change up our range of motion. So I want you to grab that right knee, pull it up in towards the chest, lengthen that left leg, and then roll it on back nice and easy down to the floor. So we're taking it up a notch. We're hitting that lower core here. Go ahead and lift that left leg up off the floor, about 8 to 12 inches. A little lower is going to be a little bit more challenging. If you need a little bit more of a rest, you can take it up towards the ceiling. And as always, we want to make sure that those feet meet long and center. So we're going to take that right leg. Head and shoulders can be up for more challenge. We're extending that right leg out so both meet long, and then pull that left leg in. So we're not scissoring like a bicycle, but we're taking it out, both legs are long, and then we pull that other side in. So go ahead and keep moving in this. Any of those options, so head and shoulders can be down, those feet can go a little bit higher, they can go lower for more of a challenge, and just keep moving. A little longer pause with both legs long is going to be more challenging. Nice work. Don't forget to breathe. Looking good, looking good. We're only taking it up in difficulty, so I know this is challenging. You guys are killing it. Good work, good work. We've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, whichever leg you have pulled in, keep it there. Let the head and shoulders rest. Let that left leg or that opposite leg go down towards the floor. So you have one knee pulled in towards the chest still. The other leg is down on the floor. Head and shoulders are down. We're going to go into our single leg stretch this time. So take that leg that you had pulled in up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and lift the head and shoulder. Re-grab it at either the calf or the thigh. Lift that opposite side leg up off of the floor. This time we are going to scissor to switch. We've got our double pulse, scissor to switch. 1, 2, scissor to switch. Keep it going at your own pace. 1, 2, and switch. Nice job, nice job. All right, so our goal here is to get the head and shoulder up off of the floor and to pull the leg in towards the head. So maybe you're a little less flexible today. It's a little bit further out. That's okay. We're still trying to bring the head and shoulders up off the floor and keep it moving, keep challenging that core. We've got just another 5, 4, 3, 2, and this time go ahead and pull both knees in towards the chest. Take a little bit of a break. Go ahead and rock side to side or in little circles if it feels good. All right, nice. We're going to challenge the posterior chain with our glute exercises here. So go ahead, bend the knees, plant the feet. And then when you're ready, go ahead and tense through the whole body and lift those hips up off of the floor. So we're giving that core front a little bit of a break in terms of movement, but I still want you to think about tensing here. Pull the belly button in towards the spine, activate through those muscles, and make this exercise as challenging as you can make it. All right, so this is just a nice easy hold. If you want to keep it here, or well, not easy, but it's a hold. But if you want to keep it here, you're welcome to keep it here. If you're ready to take it up a notch, we're going to start with our march, keeping the knees bent, pulling it in towards the face. One knee comes in, we bring it down, keep those hips even, and the other comes in. We'll spend just a couple moments here. Once again, if you're more comfortable just holding, you're welcome to just hold those hips nice and high. Squeeze through the glutes, the hamstrings, and the core. If you're moving, we're going to change it up. Give me 4 more marches here, just like this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep those hips high, keep it challenged, and we're just going to change up that range of motion. So this time, we're going to keep that right foot planted. We're going to extend that left leg long. Now, if you're in that hold, you can do this as well as just that hold. We're really challenging that right side. If you want to keep it moving, we're doing a little tap and then back up. So my heel taps, my hips stay high, and then my leg comes up. We've got about 15 seconds of this. So if you're in that hold, just try and keep those hips high. If you're moving, we've got about another 10. Nice, nice, nice. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant that left foot. Give your hips a tiny break. So go ahead and just tap those hips down. Take 1 second. Give that right leg a nice little break there. And then we've got just that same thing on the other side. And then we'll change up those exercises. Once again, we'll hit another muscle group before we hit our yoga. Go ahead and lift those hips. That left leg this time is the planted one. That right leg goes out long. If you've got that hold is awesome. If you want to get that leg moving, you can get that leg moving right here, keeping it going just like that. So heel taps down nice and easy, and then comes back up. Nice, nice work, nice work. Keep breathing, keep those muscles activated, keep that left hip high. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend those knees, plant those feet, let the hips come to the ground. And then once again, if you want to take a second, pull the knees in towards the chest, give yourself a little rock side to side. Maybe you keep the knees bent and the feet planted, and a windshield wiper those legs for a little spinal twist. Taking a moment there. Awesome. Okay. Alrighty, so from here, we've got one more core front exercise. We're going to hit our back for 2 exercises, and then we will move to our yoga. So our core front exercise, this one's going to be our most challenging. It's just taking that one that we did, the single leg stretch, up just an extra notch. So go ahead and pull both knees in towards the chest. Lift the head and shoulders up off of the floor. So we're kind of crunched up in a little ball here. Our inhale is going to extend long in both directions. So again, the higher those feet go, the less challenging this will be. The lower those feet go, the more challenging this will be. And then circle those arms around to catch those knees. Again, you can add a little extra pause for more challenge. So you get out long, you pause here, and then you circle around, or you can move a little bit more fluidly to keep it a little bit easier on that core. Either way, let's keep moving here. Make sure you keep breathing. Try and keep that lower back nice and stable. So if you feel it moving around a whole ton, just lift those legs a little bit higher. Maybe add an extra pause there if you're taking them higher for a little more challenge. And we're keeping it moving for about 10 more seconds in this. And then we've got a little hold to finish off this core front series. Nice work, nice work. We've got 3, 2, and pull those knees into the chest. Give the head and shoulders a little break. Like I said, to finish off this core front, we're going to find a little hold. Option, as always, is going to be our boat pose. So we already did that option for the boat pose where you're up tall, you've got the heels down, you bring it up to here, or you lengthen those legs. Our more challenging option this time is going to be out long in that pose that we just found at the tail end of it where the arms and legs are long. Any of those 4 options is totally fine. We're only going to find a 15-second hold here. So if you're bringing it up to one of those less challenging options, go ahead and sit it up tall, making sure that we're ready to go. And we'll get started in any of those options that you choose in 4, 3, 2, 1. So go ahead and take that challenge wherever you are. So again, here is great, here is great, here is great, heels down is great. We've only got 10 seconds left, so keep that hold, keep breathing. Nice work, you guys. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and take a little recovery, take a break. Whatever recovery works for you is totally fine. Maybe knees to chest. Maybe you find that spinal twist if that's where you were. Whew. Alrighty. Nice work, you guys. So like I said, we're going to hit our core back for 2 exercises, and then we'll move into our yoga for today. So since we're doing all yoga next week, I wanted to focus a little bit more on Pilates as we got started today, but we will still get our yoga in. So whenever you're ready, taking that transition that works for you, rolling to one side, bringing it up and over, and we are going to start, our first of 2 is just going to be from hands and knees. 2 options for this one. The less challenging option is going to be our bird dogs. We'll stick on that same side, right arm and left leg, and then elbow towards knee. More challenging option is going to be to curl those toes under, lift it up into that bear hover pose, and we're still in that bird dog, so super challenging here. Extending out for this one, we will alternate. So if you're doing this floating one, we're going to extend out, and then rather than pulling in towards center, you'll set both down and then move to that other side. So either of those options, if you're down on hands and knees, stick on that same side and getting it going here. So knees floating, we're alternating, knees down, we're on that same side. I'll let you know when to switch. I'm thinking about activating through the glutes, through the shoulders. If you're on that same side, if you're down on that knee, go ahead and switch to that other leg. Other arm and leg getting going. If you're floating, you can set those knees down for a second, take a little break, and then get back after it. I'm just gonna take a look at you guys, looking good. Awesome, awesome. Keep going. Nice. Wherever you are, give me 3 more. So if you're up on those, or if you're on those knees, 3 more on that same side. If you're floating, 2 on one side, 1 on the other. When you're done, go ahead and press back into that child's pose, taking that lower back for just a second out of the equation, taking those shoulders into a nice stretch. All right, awesome. And final back exercise before we get moving in our yoga. We're going to extend out long, and we're going to take this up step by step as we usually do. So easiest option, our first option, if that's what is best for you today, you can stick there as we take it up a notch, and then we'll finish out with swimming as we get going. So this is one that if you've been in my class, which most of you have, you will recognize. So starting arms and legs long, X lifts to get going. Right arm and left leg lift off the floor. We lower back down. Switching, alternating sides, just kind of getting it going, just like those bird dogs, getting warmed up. Again, this is option one. If this is what is best for you, stick with it. If you're ready to take it up a notch, we're taking it to that full Superman. So lifting both arms and legs and then lowering back down. Again, you can stick with that X lift, or you can take it up that notch to where I'm at right here. If you took it up that notch and you're ready to take it up again, we're gonna add that lat pull. So elbows bend and come down towards the sides, and then extend out and we lower down. So it adds a little bit more of a hold. We activate through the back a little bit more, keeping it going. Again, if you're in just that Superman or if you're in that X lift, that totally works here as well. Nice job, you guys. All right, we've got 2 more steps up. Next one, if you're ready to take it up, this time we're keeping those arms long. We're circling all the way around to the back and then all the way back out to the front. So just changing up those muscle groups for those moving arms a little bit, keeping it going. We've got a couple of these and then we'll finish out with swimming. Again, if you're still in that X lift, you've got any kind of lower back pain, sticking right where you are is great. Nice job, nice job. Give me 2 more of wherever you are. 2 more. Last one. And then release and lower down. All right, final back exercise before we hit our yoga flow. We're gonna hit swimming for 20 seconds. So in swimming, we're lifting up both arms and legs. The opposite arm and opposite leg get going. 20 seconds, we're getting going in 3, 2, 1, here we go. So lifting up, opposite arm and opposite leg, start moving, trying to keep the neck nice and neutral so the head stays facing down towards the floor. We are already halfway through, so just keep going with me for another 10 seconds. Keep breathing. If you need a little break, you can take it, but we are releasing in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release down, and then we're gonna press back into child's pose to transition towards our yoga flow. So take those knees wide, big toes close together, sit those hips back towards the heels. Take just a second there, and then we will get moving in our yoga flow. Taking a couple of breaths. All right, awesome. From here, we're gonna press it up to our downward facing dog. So go ahead and lift those heels, curl the toes under, hips go up and back. As this is our first downward dog and one of our only leg stretches so far today, take your time, take a moment to pedal out those heels. Bring in the ears between the biceps. All right, from here, we're gonna find our low flow. If you'd like to stay in this downward facing dog, you are completely welcome to. Inhale to find a little bit longer of a spine. Exhale to float those shoulders out over those wrists to our high plank. From the toes or from the knees, we're gonna lower through our chaturanga. Inhale to press up into upward facing dog, and exhale to curl those toes under, press those hips up and back into downward facing dog. One more time just like that, or you can stay in this downward facing dog. Exhale, floats the shoulders out over the wrists, and we lower from the toes or from the knees. Inhale, presses the chest up, up dog. Exhale, turns the toes over, hips go up and back, down dog. From here, 3-legged dog on that right side. So press that right foot up and back, nice and long. Bend that left knee. We're sweeping that right foot forward into our low lunge. When you get there, keep that left knee up for just a moment. That left hand stays down. Open that right arm into our spinal twist. So trying to stack those shoulders one on top of the other, finding that nice stretch. Our next exhale brings that hand back down to the mat. And then let's just momentarily lower that left knee down. Let the top of that left foot meet. Exhale to press a little bit deeper into this lunge. So press those hips forward, open up through that hip flexor, and then we'll hit our hamstring stretch, shift those hips backwards, lengthen that front leg, bring those toes up towards the ceiling. Nice little hamstring stretch there. Next exhale presses back forward into our lunge. Curl that left toe under, lift the left knee. We're gonna sweep up into our crescent lunge. Find your balance. Inhale to lift. From here, we're gonna find a little pulse as we move our arms. So our exhale is gonna sink us into this and pull those arms into our cactus arms, elbows bend nice and wide here. And our inhale is going to lift us up, lengthening that right leg and lengthening those arms. So our exhale sinks us into it, opens up those arms, cactus. Inhale, lengthens. Exhale into it. Inhale, lengthens. And if you're off on your balance a little bit, maybe just take it down a notch. So maybe you just make it a little bit less of a pulse. Don't lengthen the leg all the way. Don't bend the knee all the way, but just move just slightly up and down. Awesome. We're keeping going in this for another 5, 4, 3, 2, nice job. And go ahead and lengthen those arms and bend that knee. We're transitioning to our warrior 2. Left heel turns down, arms open up nice and long. So a little bit more balance here because we've got both feet flat. Arms are super long. See if you can keep that bend through that right knee. Let's reverse it. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Exhale brings us back out to that warrior 2, nice and long. And then we've got our extended side angle. Bend that right elbow, bring it down to that right knee. Left arm comes up over top. So we're using that leg for a little bit of stability. Next inhale takes us back up to our warrior 2, presses those arms nice and long. Now challenging transition here. If you need to use that leg, you can, but we're gonna sweep that left arm forward and lift that left heel. We're back into that crescent lunge. From here, I want you to exhale, fold it forward, and we're gonna step into our forward fold. So press off of that left leg and bring it to the front of the mat. Really brief chair pose here. So our next inhale sweeps those arms up, sits those hips back. Awesome. Exhale to sink into it a little bit deeper. And then our inhale stands us up tall, extending long. Exhale, swan dives us forward, forward, fold. Awesome. From here, inhale, halfway lift, flat back on the spine. Exhale, fold it forward, plant the hands, step those feet back nice and long. We are once again going to find our low flow twice. If you'd prefer, you can set the knees down, press the hips back into your child's pose. But from this high plank position, let's exhale to lower from the toes or the knees through our chaturanga. Inhale to press the chest up, nice and long. Exhale to turn the toes over, hips go up and back. Once again, you can take this as a rest, or we're going to flow through one more time. Exhale floats the shoulders over the wrists, toes or knees we lower down. Inhale presses the chest up, cobra or up dog. And then everyone's going to turn those toes over, hips go up and back. We meet in that downward facing dog to move to that second side. Getting ready, we've got our 3-legged dog on the left. Press it up and back nice and long. Bend that right knee, and we're going to bring that left foot forward. Use that assistance from that left hand if you need to. Make sure that the knee is right over the ankle. Right hand stays down. Left arm opens up into that little spinal twist. Next, exhale brings that hand back down. We've got our 2 stretches. Go ahead and nice and gently set that right knee down. Top of the foot meets the mat. Exhale to press into it. Inhale to shift backwards. Lengthen that front leg. Lift the toes. Go ahead and shift it forward once again. Plant those hands. Curl that right toe under. Lift the knee. When you find your balance, we've got our crescent lunge. Sweep the arms up. And then we've got our pulse. So once again, this can be however big or small you need it to be. Our inhale lengthens. Our exhale sinks into it and bends those elbows into our cactus. Keep going just like that. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to pulse it down. Keep moving, keep moving. Lengthen. And lunge. We've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen those arms, bend that front knee. We're back in that crescent. Out to our warrior 2. Turn the right heel down, open those arms up, open the hips and the shoulders. Awesome job, you guys. From here, let's go ahead and reverse it. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Exhale back out to that warrior 2. Take those arms long, take that torso tall. Extended side angle, left elbow bends. Bring it down towards that knee, right arm comes up over top. Inhale brings us back to center. Nice and long warrior 2. Once again, if you need that extra support, you can use that knee. Sweep that right arm forward and that right heel up. We're back to that crescent lunge. Next, exhale is going to fold us forward. Plant those hands. Step the right foot forward to meet the left in our forward fold. Chair pose here. Inhale, sweeps those arms up, sits those hips back. Nice. Take that exhale to sink a little bit deeper into it. Keep that long spine. And then our inhale stands us up nice and tall. Exhale folds us forward. Awesome job, you guys. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward. Plant those hands, step those feet back long. We're going to finish out here with 2 more times through our low flow. This is it. Take the break if you need it. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, float the shoulders out over the wrists, toes or knees. We lower through our chaturanga. Inhale, presses the chest up, cobra or up dog. Exhale, turns the toes over, hips go up and back. Final time through. Here we go, you guys. Inhale for that nice long spine. Exhale, floats the shoulders over the wrists, toes or knees. We lower through our chaturanga. Inhale to press the chest up, cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale to turn those toes over, hips go up and back. Nice and easy. Set those knees down nice and wide. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Child's pose. Next, inhale, walks those hands in and sits that torso up nice and tall. I'm going to make my transition to comfortable seated. You're welcome to stay on those knees. Ooh, my knee is going to crack on the floor. All right. Awesome work today, you guys. We're going to finish out with our 2 nice deep breaths. So when you find that comfortable seated position, leading with those arms, our inhale brings us out and up. And our exhale circles us down and around. One more time, just like that. This time, those palms meet overhead. Inhale brings us out and up. Palms meet. Exhale to pull them down to heart center. Thank you so much, as always, for sharing your Wednesday afternoon with me. I hope to see you guys next week. The light in me honors the light in you. Bowing as we say, namaste. Alrighty, great work today, you guys. Thanks for being here. Like I said, I hope to see some of you guys next week. We've got our slow flow yoga, and have an awesome rest of your Wednesday.
Thanks.